Hello, friends. I have a book who's about to go out pretty soon, and I wanted to introduce it to you and start making a video to hopefully support people. So, my name is Claudine, and I'm grateful that you're here with me. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, which is one of my pure joy, and I'm also a John Maxwell certified coach for several years now, and I've been in the risk compliance, health, and security for over 30 years with the same company. So I can talk to you a little bit about my book, which is going to be Emotional Fitness. And with that being said, I'm going to come to you real. No extra, no script, no special thing. All we're going to do is simply have a conversation together. Sit back, you can get a coffee, and I'm going to try to give you some tips on things that I've learned through the years, either through my coaching journey or through my personal experience. In each chapter of my book, you will find things that truly happened to me. All in there is fully real and raw. It's me in a nutshell. And I truly want to hopefully connect and show you that you're not alone. I'm 57 years old, so for me, this is a second journey. Is how can I prepare for the future? What can I do later? Is there anything else after my 30 plus year career is over? And I can tell you that yes, it is. So let's dig a little bit into what I'm preparing for you. So, what I discovered while spending a great deal preparing for the risk around us, which is what I do for a living, is really about realizing that the main battle is in the mind. Joyce Meyer even wrote a book about it, The Battlefield of the Mind. And truly, most things happen within your mind. Fear, courage, being brave, all of the emotions shape every decision that we make. So that's one of my reasons why I wrote the book. I wanted to share my experience, and I also wanted to leave behind me a legacy for my granddaughter. The channel is really about how to train our mind so that we can strengthen our lives. And not because life will always be easy. I can promise you that's not true. You will have tough time. But what if we can learn to make those tough time a little bit easier? So my hope in each week's is really to live some practical tools, a fresh perspective, my perspective. I'm not a professional on the text. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. All I am is a proud mama and grandma who wrote a book based on my opinions and based on my self experience. So, today I'd like to begin with a story, which is a real one, that truly changed my life. It happened on an ordinary day. This was many, many years ago. I was working as a superintendent of a high rise building. Many level were doctors, and at the bottom we had a bank. As a superintendent, I was taking care of the cleaning, I was taking care of any repairs, dealing with contractors and things like this. So how was I was making my tour into the bank and taking care of the people and my customer over there, suddenly I got shoved over and I felt something cold on my head. And yes, there was a bank robbery. And someone had a gun over my head and said, "Give us the money or we'll kill the lady." In that strange moment, I had no fear. I was not even realizing what was really happening, except that I told myself, the lady, that's me. Like, how could that be? And I gotta say that I was probably totally crazy, but all I did at that moment was really looking at that person. I went from toes up and I looked at the person, and that's all I did. There was an older lady close to me, and she was holding my arms like almost cut my circulation because she was so scared, and I can truly understand. So, at that moment, everything went a little slow. And I would say that probably, the auto defense of your body and of your brain simply cut that part for a moment and said, "Hey, chill, lady, you're going to be fine." And that's where I discovered that emotional fitness, it doesn't make you fearless. It doesn't make you that you're necessarily stupid, but in the moment, it kind of protects you. Everybody react differently. I cannot tell you if this would happen to me again, how I would react. I have no clue. But at that moment, that was the deal. And I also learned that courage is not the absence of fear. Don't tell me that I was not fearing at that moment. That moment was simply like on ice. So, one thing that you need to know is that you need to move forward from what happened to you. So, after the bank robbery, police got there. I was able to give a full description, even to how the shoes were dirty. And afterwards, I called my mom, you know, and it's like, "Mom, this is what just happened to me and stuff." And she started laughing, okay, believe me or not, but she started laughing and said, "Oh, yeah, you've got so much imagination and such a good story, Claudine. Have a good day." And she hung up on me. My mom hang up on me. I could not believe it. And I started crying like a baby. And like I shared with you, those were doctors. So everybody who was working in the bank and everybody who was present during that event, we got being seen by the doctor on site and just, checking with us if we were okay and everything. And of course, at that moment, I was not. And, I was sent home. So I had to call my boss because at night, I was also doing cleaning for banks. And it's like, "I'm not coming tonight." It's like, I cannot go to a bank all by myself and after this. So for sure, he understood. And it's like, "Okay, take your time." And at that moment, I was also doing karate. So during my lunchtime, I used to go to a place and I was like practicing with bus drivers and little me with my little white belt or yellow belt. And all I could do at that moment, I was really not good at this. And all of my other opponents were like brown and black belt. Well, what happened is that day I decided to go because my mom was laughing anyway and didn't want to talk to me. And I went over there anyway. And I am telling you, they saw somebody that they didn't recognize. And the fighting, oh, I could fight that day. Just that day, but I could fight. And at that moment, they stopped me and they say, hey, what is going on? This is not normal for you. Like, have you been there? There's something going on. And I shared and I cried. And I was really on shock. And then from that moment, they decided to say, hey, just get it out. Okay? This is not something that you got to keep in yourself. This is why you're practicing this sport. This sport is about channeling that energy and get it out. And honestly, I was usually doing it more because I wanted to protect myself. Things happened in my past, and but that day I just listened to them. I was not gonna fight anyone. I was not gonna try to say, oh no, you're wrong and I'm okay, or anything like this. Not at all. um wow, that was so good. Being able to get all of that extra energy, extra fear, emotion, and stuff was a real medicine. It's like that truly made a difference. At the end of this, I don't even know what I could say. I was exhausted. Um, I was shaking. I was crying. It was so much mixed emotion and things that I've never lived before. This was an experience of a lifetime. I don't wish this on anyone. I would not want to live it again, but it happened. So, how do you survive in the moment? Your brain is equipped to support you. There's ways that we can, let go sometimes and just live in the moment and be gentle on ourselves, but channeling and being able to go through this. So, looking back at this right now, I would say that even when you don't know what's going to happen, God designed my brain to take over and to do something for me, to protect me. It helped me to survive. That experience, I didn't fully understand, didn't even know that someday, 20, 25, 20 some years later, I would even put this in a book. I would even share it with y'all online on YouTube or on other platform. I would not have expected that. So, if something happened to you, something very dramatic, okay, you may not react in the moment. That's okay. It may happen later. It may be a few hours later. It may be a few days later. And it may be a few weeks later. We're all created different. We're wonderfully made because we're human. So for more than 30 years, I worked in health and safety, security, risk management, call it what you want. And I really spend my years helping my organization, and over 30 years, it's been with the same company, and helping people throughout crisis and also throughout emergency. Um, and I can say that, sometimes you've got to be proactive. You've got to be ready. You've got to see things in advance. I've always told my people, I don't know how to play chess, but if I would, I think I'd be good at this. because sometimes you've got to look into process emotion later. In a fire and things like this, you react. Then later on, you crash, which is okay and normal. I think that our brain, it's just like a command center of our lives. It constantly asks some questions. And the answer is no, then everything change. Think about it. Sometimes even your breathing, your heart rate, your muscle will tighten. Your focus will be narrow. Your body prepares to survive. That's how we are created. Isn't that amazing? Your brain loves you that much. You were created wonderfully. You're special. So here's the challenge. Our brain knows how to survive, but it doesn't automatically know how to recover. That's where emotional fitness comes in. So most of us, I would say, knows where's the local gym. That Planet Fitness is around the corner or 15-20 minutes from you. We know that if we want to have stronger muscle, we got to walk, we've got to exercise, we've got to do all those things. But do you know that very few people knows about another gym? A hidden gym. The one that strength, patience, resilience, courage, forgiveness, hope, gratitude. And I call that the emotional fitness. I'd like us to do something together. Nothing complicated. Just 60 seconds. Do you want to? Can we do this together? Come on. I'm telling you, it's going to be easy. I want you to find a comfortable position. Okay? And I want you to take a slow breath in. Then I want you to hold it. And then to breathe out slowly. And then again. Okay? You ready? That's easy. Cannot be that easier than this. So let's do that. You did one. Come on, we can do another one. So I want you to think about one difficult situation that you're carrying today. Okay? Keep on breathing. Slowly in, hold, and let go. Think about one, not many, just one. Don't judge it. Don't try to fix it. Just simply notice it. Where do you feel it? Is it in your shoulder? In your chest? In your jaws? Or just in your thoughts? So, awareness is the first step towards emotional fitness. We can strengthen what we're unwilling to recognize. Okay, so you've got to recognize before we do any type of work. So that line should become one of our signature quotes, don't you think? Okay, we can't strengthen what we're unwilling to recognize. Let that sink in just for a second. We can't strengthen what we're unwilling to recognize. So this week, I'm going to challenge you. What about you carry a little notebook? Okay, nothing big, nothing extra. And every time that your emotions shift, write down 3 things. Just 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What happened? What was I thinking? And how did I respond? Don't try to change anything yet. I just want you to notice. And this is how you're beginning to train your mind. I just want to thank you for the time that you spent with me watching this video till close to the end. My hope is that today the story reminded you that no matter what you experience, your past doesn't have to define your future. Let me say that again. Your past doesn't have to define your future. Emotional fitness is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the healthiest version of who God created you to be. So until next time, please do those exercises. Comment in the comment section about either share your things or how did this help you. And I will see you in the next video. You have a blessed week.